episode of Gluten-free Sisters Cooking Show.
That's right. I am Laura, or Spice.
And I'm Courtney, or Sugar. We would like to say thank you to my sister's awesome father-in-law.
That's right, Mr.
Eric.
He made us these beautiful, lovely aprons for Christmas. That's right. So today we're doing something a little different. We've been doing a lot of baked goods, cookies, candies, which are a wonderful thing to have. But unfortunately, you cannot live on cookies alone.
Unfortunately, no. It's a sad story.
So tonight we are making teriyaki steak and rice pilaf, which is a Packet family tradition.
Yes, it was one of our favorite dinners growing up. And we've had to kind of work a little harder to make this one gluten-free because it calls for chicken noodle soup, packet like seasoning, and noodles, which obviously are not gluten-free.
No.
So we have found a very special product that we're trying for the first time tonight to make our noodles gluten-free.
So to start off, we're going to have to do a little bit of prep work. We're going to chop up some celery and some onions. I don't want to cut all this up, but I'm going to cut a little up.
We are chopping, yes we are, yes we are. Chopping up the celery, chopping up the celery. Yum, 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 yum. I changed the words a little.
That was nice, Courtney.
Thanks.
Okay, so you need approximately 1 cup of celery. This might be a little bit more than 1 cup. That's okay. If you like celery a lot, add a little more. If you don't like it quite as much, add a little bit less.
So what comes next, Laura?
Well, next up is the onion.
Okay.
Now the recipe I have technically calls for 1/2 onion. However, I really like onion, so I put in about 1 cup.
Now why are you cutting the onion like that? I've never seen that done before.
It helps you dice it up quicker. You just slice down through it, and then when you cut this direction, you're already in kind of like diced little pieces.
Well, that's a neat little trick.
Makes it go a little faster.
Yes.
So we have to get the steak cooking while we're getting ready with our rice pilaf. So Courtney,
Yes.
would you bring me the steak, please?
Of course I'm bringing the steak.
It's beautiful.
It smells so good too.
It does. So we marinated this last night. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, we were really tired, so we didn't actually video the marinade.
No. So what we used in our marinade, it's just garlic and some onion with brown sugar, pepper. It called for ginger, but unfortunately I didn't have any ginger. And then we also used, it's a soy sauce that we use. This is teriyaki, but we used the La Choy brand of soy sauce because it's already gluten-free and you don't have to worry about having wheat in your soy sauce. So always check that, or just get La Choy because you know that it's gluten-free.
So it's just a simple marinade, and we let it soak overnight, at least 4 hours. I usually prefer 24 if I can do that. And then we're gonna put this in the oven.
We have it preheating to 400 degrees. Just slide these steaks in. Now, Laura, how long do we need to cook these?
How about 20 minutes?
20 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
And the steak, you have to kind of check. Sometimes it's gonna be done a little quicker, depends on how thick and how big your steaks are. I aim for about medium, so we'll start with 20 minutes and always can add. You can't take time away from the steak. You can always add more.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're gonna make the rice pilaf. We're gonna start off kind of medium-high, and we're aiming to just get these softened and lightly sauteed. What you're looking for with your onions and your celery is a little bit of light translucence. If you notice, if you look carefully, you can see, you can almost see through them. They're not quite cooked, but almost cooked, and you can start to really smell the aromatics of the celery and the onion. So to this, we're going to add 1 cup of rice. This is where you have to kind of watch real carefully. You have to really stir, because if you don't, your rice can burn. We don't want that. So we're just trying to get a little bit of crisp. I'm going to turn down this heat a smidgen. Add the rice, and we're going to add the butter in, if you would please, Courtney.
Of course. There you go.
Now let the butter melt. One thing I have found in cooking this recipe a lot, if you don't cook the butter out too much, your final product tends to be a little greasy. So you want to mix it together, make sure everything gets covered in butter, and then let it cook for a minute. So so you don't have too much butter just floating around. Interesting tidbit about this recipe, Courtney.
Uh-huh.
This is one of the very first recipes I learned how to cook with, not just bake, but cook.
Oh.
Mom had found a recipe in one of her Taste of Home books and was going to learn how to make it. And I have a very distinct memory of standing next to the stove, stirring, and she was standing next to me telling me, okay, now see how that's translucent? Now you're ready for the next step, kind of walking me through how to cook it.
Well, that's cool.
And this is a very, very popular recipe in our house. But how long has it been since you've eaten it, Courtney?
It's been at least 10 years because went gluten-free when I was 17. So actually it's been like 11 years.
Wow, that's awesome. Good job being gluten-free that long.
Thanks. Well, I didn't really have a choice.
We're kind of getting a little brown. Our butter is all melted. It's kind of soaked in. So we are going to slowly add that water.
Okay.
If you find while you're cooking this that it gets a little hot and you're getting a little burned, you can add some water a little faster, and that's okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we're adding our spices. We're adding rub sage, black pepper, and thyme. You want to add about a half a teaspoon of rub sage to a teaspoon. I kind of eyeball it. And we're going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. And about a half a teaspoon of thyme as well. This is the recipe that I discovered thyme and rub sage in.
Oh, well, you just learned lots of things with this
I
recipe.
did. It's very special to me.
It is.
Plus being delicious.
Yes.
Now here is where the challenging part of being gluten-free comes in. Courtney, what do you have in your hand?
It is a slow cooker chicken noodle soup seasoning mix. You really got to watch your ingredients. We've read this one thoroughly, so it is gluten-free. So
Toss it in.
okay, I'm gonna open it up.
Now the original recipe calls for like Lipton's Soup Secrets chicken noodle soup mix. So clearly we can't put in the chicken noodle soup mix because that is not going to have, it's all noodling. So we had to find separate chicken noodle soup mix, and then we're going to add in our own noodles.
We are using kelp noodles.
The reason we're using kelp noodles is because oftentimes gluten-free, as all of you are going to know, tend to get really mushy and they fall apart and they can get kind of gross. Well, in this rice pilaf, we don't want mushy. So these are a little crisper. They're going to hold their shape a little better. They've been soaking in water so they don't get too crispy. And we're going to just put them in.
I'm just going to kind of break these noodles up just a little. You can tell they look kind of weird, but we tasted them before we threw them in the water and they tasted good. They didn't taste weird. So we're just going to kind of break them up as best you can.
Got everything in here. We're going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Check on it. And keep stirring. We're going to actually put a lid on it and let it simmer.
Tell me when. All right, here we go. And we're good.
See what happens. The timer dinged, so we are checking. Thank you, timer. We are checking to see where our steak is at. Looks done. It's actually a little past where I like it to be, so
it looks good to me. I don't like my meat to still be mooing.
Oh, I do.
To come take a look, our noodles have been soaking. Thank you. And I think they look pretty good to me. So we are going to go ahead and get a plate out. Put some noodles on a plate, and we're going to taste these bad boys. So here is our lovely dinner that we have made this evening with our teriyaki steak
and our rice pilaf
with kelp noodles.
That's right.
All right, Laura, are you ready to try these?
I think so.
Okay. Stringy. It's okay.
Tastes good.
Oh yeah. It tastes just like I remember. That is so good. I'm excited! All right, I'm gonna taste the steak because I haven't tried this yet.
Okay.
Really good.
That's great.
Yay!
Yay! Teriyaki steak. rice pilaf.
A gluten-free success.